Hi, this is Cindy and Destiny with the Keep It Real podcast, and today our guest is Kris Tice. We're excited to have you. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're excited to talk about your music. Um, for people that don't know you, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Kris Tice. I'm in a music project called Tangerine Nova. We're, I would consider us an indie project. Um, we try to mix in like roots of like Motown and soulful music, and we also like to throw in like anything from like the past century. Really, we like to just like mix up like a bunch of things. My music partner actually wants to use a hurdy-gurdy, which I don't know if many people even know about, that instrument. But yeah, it's something that we're looking into to expand as many possibilities as possible to create a truly unique sound.
That's awesome. So, what? And you're the lead vocalist, correct?
Yes, I am.
You are. And we were listening to it, and we were like, man, this guy's voice
Oh, thank you.
is amazing, beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
not to take away from the musicians, the whole thing, we love it. We love it.
I
But
I appreciate that.
um, where can people listen to your music?
So pretty much any social media outlet really that you can acquire music and download it and just listen for free, or help us out financially, um, so we can further our adventure as musicians. So like Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, stuff like that.
Yeah, you have it. Did you have something? I'm saying, just kind of like a deer in headlights. So I've noticed in oh my gosh, I'm sorry, New Beginnings was the name of
Hmm.
this one.
Yes.
Um, it sounded to me it was very like mental health awareness.
Yes.
Was I wrong in that, or
Oh no, you're absolutely correct in saying that.
what started? What made you want to write about when mental health
Um,
awareness?
so my partner and I, we've definitely had our share of you know issues mentally. Like our mental health hasn't always been the greatest. So lyrically, I try to establish a feeling of uh, expressing that in ways where I don't think too many musicians I don't think too many of them even I don't think they really like look too deep into it, is like so much so that like I want to be the kind of musician that brings that to the table, like somebody who is really showing people that you can live with whatever ailment you're dealing with in your head, and you can create great art at the same time, and you can persevere, because I watch people day in and day out struggle with it, mentally, like whatever they're going through. And I just want to be somebody who speaks up about, said, their illnesses, and stuff like that. I just want to be like kind of like a comfort, like musically for them. So
And that's so important because there are so many people that don't know where to turn or what to do when they're dealing with those things. And
absolutely.
to me, someone who has had a lifelong history of dealing with, anxiety and depression and stuff, that's important to me to know that there are other people out there who dealt with the same thing. And like you said, that you can move on. You can still make it.
Exactly.
You might have a horrible day. You might have a horrible week, but you can still push through that.
Exactly.
Always hope. So that's amazing.
Well
Um,
said.
so you consider yourself an advocate?
Yeah, I would consider myself that. I deal with a lot, like a whole lot, upstairs, if you will. So I definitely would love to be represented as an advocate for people who are struggling with themselves mentally, and the things that are hard to cope with.
Yeah, and there are so many people out there that are afraid to admit that they do deal with themselves daily and that they do struggle, and they
For
try to
sure.
keep it hidden, you know. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure. Um, do you have what do you have upcoming, like dates where people could go to see you?
So I'm currently working on that. That is work in progress. I have a few people I'm talking to about setting up shows here locally, as well as starting to expand and get on the road and play shows elsewhere. So I'll keep everyone updated on that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, keep us updated. Um,
Absolutely.
I was going to ask you something else. What got you started in the music industry? What drove you to want to do that?
Um. Okay. Interesting question. Well, my father was he was kind of a metalhead, as you can you classify him as a metalhead, but he listened to music like all sorts of genres across the board, but he had a whole collection of albums and vinyls that he had given me, um, and I just listened to them, and I was pretty enamored with the whole like classic rock and like 70s and 80s vibe, and particularly thrash metal music.
Ah,
So a lot of vocalists in that genre, they have really high pitched vocals, and they can hit notes that are just like way out there, And I definitely took a liking to that, and I had a few bands in high school that were thrash metal based and like speed metal based and what have you, and I did try to pick up my voice, as time went on, like higher pitch, like higher range, and eventually I found that I can sing in a more um, emotive way, like a more soulful way. And there's actually an artist in particular that comes to mind that is a huge influence of mine. His name is Johnny Craig.
hmm
Have you ever heard of this guy?
hmm
Yeah, and he's a huge influence vocally for me. And I think that was when I first began to notice that I could hit like certain notes that were out. You can mix in genres now. There's so many genres now. There's like any genre you can think of, and you put in like jazz fusion with like metal, like, and what have you. And I listened to this artist, and his band was Dance Gavin Dance at the time,
hmm
and it just really inspired me, vocally, musically, even just emotionally in general, and and I took it from there.
Well, it shows. It shows.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
I mean, you were talking about people that could hit these insane notes, and I was like, he's talking about himself because I mean, it's unreal, unreal. I
Thank
love it.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you have? He's a big, huge music fan of all types. Going to sit here and say, I don't know. Nothing. Zilch. Well, we also have been talking, and you're a wrestling fan as well.
I
Correct?
am a huge wrestling fan. Huge.
So, what did you think about Crown Jewel?
Oh, okay. So Crown Jewel. Um, there were hits and misses for me for sure. Um, First of all, I just gotta say, Rhea Ripley is like must see TV right now. She is like the coolest wrestler going right now. That entrance she had at the pay per view was incredible, man. It was incredible. Um, I kind of figured that Roman Reigns was going to retain,
Mhm.
but it was good to see LA Knight in such a strong standing. You know, it solidified him, I think, officially as a big time main eventer, and I think that that's exactly what he needed, given how over he is. You know, how popular he is right now, and I hope they don't screw that up because his momentum is like red hot. This loss, he's so over that even though he lost the match, he could still just have a rematch in like no time and still just be as popular, as hot as he's been for like months now. So
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm a Roman Reigns fan and an LA Knight fan. I love both of them. So I was like, I knew Roman was going to win, but we had done predictions, and Destiny
yeah,
predicted it was going to be LA Knight, and I thought it was for a minute. I mean, it looks like it was going to be, but
it
that
looked
little
it looked yeah,
thing.
it looked kind of questionable there for a minute, but then I just snapped back into reality. I was just like, wait a second, that's not going to happen. Not in a crown jewel. There's not going to be a title change during crown jewel. And Roman's title reign is one of the most impressive things I think a wrestler's ever been able to achieve. So it's going to have to be WrestleMania or nowhere, you know?
I agree. I think Crown Jewel would have been not
Not the
big
place
enough.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
it was definitely electrifying though. There was a lot of good stuff. I was pleasantly surprised. The pop that Sami Zayn
yeah.
had, that was great.
Yeah. I
I was a
love
huge fan.
Sami.
Me too.
And it was great to see him win over JD too, because I'm not a JD fan.
Yeah, no, dude, I ain't even gonna get started. I ain't even gonna get started with the Judgment Day as a whole, except for Rhea. Like Rhea is the reason to watch the Judgment Day for sure.
Rhea's a big reason to watch WWE, period.
Oh, she's must see television. She really is.
For sure. What did you think about Seth and Drew?
That was a good match. It was a pretty good match. I think that Drew needs to lose the sword that he comes out with. It's a little too cheesy in my opinion. I don't think it's doing him any favors as like as far as his character. It's just a little over the top, you know what I mean? That's my personal opinion, but Seth's outfit was pretty freaking amazing. Like he
Was
always comes
I
out with the craziest outfits, man. It's so wild. And of course, overall, they gave us a good showing for sure. I knew Seth was going to retain though from the start. I was like, Seth's not going to lose it here either.
Mm-mm. No. I loved how Damien tried to cash in, and
Yeah,
then Sammy stole the briefcase.
yeah, that was great. That was a great moment.
Yes, yes.
I was like, yes, Sammy. That was freaking. It was epic.
Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm kind of
Oh, you're good.
trying to clear. Um, and the Fatal Five Way. I know you probably wanted Rhea to win that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Obviously. So did Destiny.
absolutely.
I wanted her to win too, but I really thought that they were going to have a twist. And Dana maybe was going to win it,
No,
just because
um,
she hadn't been, given the opportunity yet. But
yeah. I mean, that definitely would have been interesting. Um, I don't think I doubted too much that Rhea was going to retain, but it was a good match. I enjoyed the match. Um, Shayna Baszler is crazy, man. She put I think it was the like pretty much every girl in the match in a submission hold like simultaneously. That was wild.
I
I
was like,
love that. I was like what is going on? She's like Ken Shamrock or something. Like
the female version, yes.
yeah. Yeah. That's what she reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
She reminds me of like Shamrock and a little bit like Benoit, a little bit.
Yeah, she's ruthless. That's why I keep hoping that they'll do more with her.
Hmm.
She's so much talent there to just be kind of mid card, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, my father is a big fan of her. He likes her.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And now that she's away from Ronda Rousey, maybe she'll do better even. Not a
Oh,
Ronda.
Ronda.
Not a Ronda.
Ronda Rousey.
I think what turned me off with her, the biggest thing. I mean, I was never really a fan of her before she came to WWE, but was when she wore Roddy Piper's gear. I know it was supposed to be honoring him and all that, but to me it was just like,
It's a little much.
well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's an interesting point you make, because I don't think I've ever thought about it, but it's definitely something that now that you mention it, it's like it's a little much, for sure. She didn't have the mic skills, that's for sure.
Mm-mm. No. I mean, it's so iconic. I don't know how anybody could try to, portray his character and stuff. It was just weird.
Yeah, exactly.
But so then Sokoa.
I like Solo. Solo's pretty cool, man. I like him. It
was going to win just because it's John Cena. You know?
Nah, I said I was like, Solo's gonna win this one. He's gonna win this one. I just had a feeling, and the way they ended it, the way they had him win, is pretty crazy. If he can continue doing that and just demolishing people with the Samoan spike, dude, he'll be a definite force to be reckoned with. Not that he isn't already, but
right. I just hope he starts to show more skill too, not just
for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
He's got to have more skill because of his family, his bloodline.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure we'll see it.
I was impressed and surprised that there was no interference in that match, though.
Yeah. You're right. Definitely, I could have saw some interference coming into the match, like maybe mid match, like mid end,
Yeah. What about Roman and LA Knight? But Logan and Ray, that was my favorite match of the night.
Oh man, dude, that was a good match. Yo, Logan, okay, he gets a lot of hate. I know he's a very controversial figure, like worldwide, but he can go, man. He really can. He's fantastic in the ring.
So talented, especially to have just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's like, I had a conversation and like someone brought it up. It was like, they said like he's the kind of guy that like once he puts his mind to it, he can just do anything.
Yeah.
He's like that type of person. He can get right into it. He's very talented.
Yeah, and he's proven it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think my favorite part of that match is when he literally saved Ray from hurting himself.
Oh, when was that?
Oh, when Ray came off the what was Ray getting ready to do? Yeah, he was doing a flip off of the second rope.
Oh.
And Logan caught him. If
Nice.
you go back and watch that, if Logan would not have caught him, his head would have hit the mat, like his whole body.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I was just like, you just saved his life.
That's awesome.
It was.
See, now he gets brownie points for that as well.
Oh yeah. And so I bet there was a lot of thank yous backstage.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And what do you think about Kairi Sane's return?
That was cool. That new outfit is cool. I'll tell you that much. She looked really cool, man. Like she looks like an anime character. It's really cool.
Like she should be on Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because I say that about Nakamura. I say like he reminds me of like a fighting game character come to life. You know, like there's something so awesome about him, man. He's, in my opinion, he's like most underutilized and underrated wrestler in the world right now. The dude's charisma is like crazy. He's got crazy amounts of charisma. They're watering him down a little bit in WWE, but if you ever watched New Japan Pro Wrestling and like before he was even in the WWE, dude, he was like larger than life. Like his just the way he would just come out and just fucking his presence was like there was nothing like it.
See, I went through phases. Like when I first started watching him, I didn't like him, and then I really started liking him. And then when him and Seth started having their thing, I was like, "Go away,
Yeah, I'm enjoying his new heel turn though. His I think this whole vibe he's got going on right now is really cool. I would like to see him carry it for a little bit longer and just maybe like win a title as the character he is now. And I think that would be pretty solid. It'd be pretty cool little yeah.
I think he will.
Yeah.
Because they're going to do something with him. I don't think it's stopped at not winning Seth's title.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's leading up to something bigger.
Yeah, he might be the one to dethrone Gunther. You never know.
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, he man, I'm getting so smarky right now, as they say, like a smark. But he headlined Wrestle Kingdom, which is WrestleMania in Japan, basically. Like essentially, that's what it is. And he headlined it with the Intercontinental Championship over there, over the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh wow!
So if he can, if anybody can bring prestige to that belt after Gunther, it's definitely Nakamura.
I agree. I think he would be a good champ.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
There's nothing. Well, in my opinion, there's nothing negative that you can say about his talent. You know what I mean? You might not like his character, but you can't.
Dude, in the ring, he's incredible. We're not really like. It's funny because like in the WWE, it's like he has great matches, like fantastic matches, and it's like wow, he can really go in the ring. But some people don't even understand, dude. He's been watered down since coming to WWE. You know, like he was like top 5-10 in the world at one point, maybe even the best. In my opinion, it was him, Omega. You know, like him, Omega, probably the top 2 in my opinion, like in the world, and then like AJ and stuff like that. But like when he came to WWE, he was like watered down. You know, like his move set and his strong style in general had to be softened, if you will. But if you go back and watch his matches in New Japan, man, he was incredible. Sorry for my French. I get very passionate about my opinion on him.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's why we're here. Keep it real. We just want to have fun and talk,
Yeah, it's called Keep It Real anyway, so
exactly.
I'm keeping it real with you guys.
Exactly. And Cody versus Damien.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match, but I didn't think they gave it enough.
You don't think so?
No, I felt like it was
Yeah, they could have done better. You're right. They could have done better. They could have been given more time to display, what they can do in the ring. I am not a Damian Priest fan. I don't really enjoy him, but Cody was amazing.
Yeah.
Cody's always amazing though. Cody is like one of the best in the world as well. I love Cody Rhodes.
Cody is really good. There's times when I haven't liked him, just the character he was portraying, but overall, he's really good. I really like him. But that Judgment Day interference on that, crazy. They kept up there and just Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
He's like, let me just finish this for you real quick.
Yeah, but no, Cody definitely, I think, held that match for sure. He carried it, for sure.
I agree.
And
100%.
I'm loving this new thing where he does like 3 crossroads in a row. That is so cool. Like he did it to remember that's how he defeated Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so cool how he does it. I think he should continue doing that. It's really cool.
I do too. I do too. And, but talking about Damien, I feel like that they are every Nakamura. It's like he's not showing the skill that he has since he's been with Judgment Day.
Hmm.
It used to be when he would come out there, he would destroy people.
Hmm.
And now it's
Yeah.
almost like they're making him like a cartoon character
Yeah.
or something, and it's just, I think it's really.
Yeah, he's like if they took the Undertaker and they just decided to be like, okay, Undertaker, make some jokes out there, and
Yeah.
it's kind of strange the way they're portraying him.
Yeah, because he is really good. I mean, it's really good. But yeah, Roman and LA Knight.
Hmm.
I think that was one of the best ones for me.
Oh yeah, well absolutely. It was electrifying.
Yeah.
It really was. It gave me shades of like the Attitude Era a little bit. That like the energy,
But LA Knight always gives that.
Hmm.
No matter what he's doing, if he's just on the mic, or he just comes out, if he's in the ring, it's like,
Yeah.
he always gives that feel. I think that's one thing that's the big appeal for him.
Hmm.
Why people love him so much.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just his ability to like execute when and when not to like go in, like full throttle, and then like when to pull back. Like he's like perfect. He's like really good at that. Really good.
I've always been an LA Knight fan. I even liked him when he was MVP.
Eli Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually pretty funny because my father and I, we kind of predicted his stardom, like right now, what's happening with him. We said back when he was in TNA, we were like, yo, he's going to be huge one day. You watch, he's going to be huge one day. And like, he just blew up all of a sudden. I was like, well, we were correct. We predicted it. He's really, really superb on the mic.
He is. No matter what he's doing.
Hmm.
And there's another one that I feel that way about, not WWE talk, but is MJF.
Yes. Yeah. And see, now I had saw that he might be a free agent.
Really?
Is that true? Oh, well, okay. You guys don't know. Yeah. Apparently he might be leaving AEW. So, which is if that's the case, it's pretty crazy. But because where he's going next. So.
That would be really interesting. I would
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. But that would explain so much about how right now he's just kind of alone, flying solo. Adam Cole doing his thing, and that would explain a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw on the internet not too long ago. I'm gonna look into it more and see.
Yeah, that would make me very happy. Almost as happy as the Cargill going over.
I know someone wouldn't make happy though. And that's CM Punk would not be happy with that. Punk would not be happy.
We finally decided with CM Punk, because first they were saying he was signing with WWE, and then they were saying McMahon refused it, and now they're back and forth with it again.
They're definitely trying to play head games right now. I would be so surprised if he didn't come pop his head out and at Survivor Series. I'd be so shocked. I mean, it's in Chicago, like.
I know it might be unpopular opinion, but I love CM Punk.
Punk's one of my all-time favorites. I love Punk.
So who
Yeah.
is CM Punk's one of your all-time favorites? Who is your favorite? Or we'll go top 5. Who are your top 5?
Okay, top 5. Let's see. Number 1 would probably be Nakamura. Number 2 would probably either be Shawn Michaels or Stone Cold. I fluctuate with that. Like one day I'll say, "Oh, Shawn was my favorite back in so," and I'll be like, "Oh, Austin was my favorite." Like I can never decide. Like as far as like the Attitude Era and you know what I mean. Like it's either Shawn or Stone Cold. For 2, I'm gonna go ahead and say Shawn, number 2, and then number 3 would be Stone Cold. Number 4. It's a good question. I love Christian. Is that weird?
No, that's not weird.
I've always liked Christian, man. I've always thought he was a really cool personality and wrestler, and like he's still going, and he's still one of the best like he's still one of the best in the industry.
Yeah.
The dude has just been so
Yeah.
He's been so consistent. He really has, like throughout his entire career. I've always been a Christian guy over Edge, so yeah.
Well, I can't say that.
That's why I said it that way, because I just figured, yeah, that's definitely a minority type of opinion, like for sure. Yeah, I might go Christian, number 4, but I do love Punk. Punk might be number 4. And then Bret Hart. I love Bret. Bret was amazing. Triple H. He's definitely up there.
How about you? How about you? Who's your top 5? Yeah. Okay. This way. Yeah. Look this way. The Undertaker.
Yep.
Sting. Jeff Hardy.
Oh boy. I have a story for you guys about Jeff Hardy. So he came to my town where I lived at the time and was doing autographs and meet and greets and stuff at the mall in my hometown, and I went there with my friend, but not to go see him, to antagonize him.
Oh.
We were not Hardy Boy fans.
Oh no.
So when he had been there, me and my friend decided to be hecklers, and we decided to be like, boo, like Jeff Hardy sucks, boo. And he saw us because we were up on we were up a level, and he looked up and he was pointing to us and he was trying to get the security to kick us out. We were kicked out. We were banned from the mall for like a year because of that.
Oh no.
He did not take kindly to us. We were very loud about it too. It was bad. We were not Jeff Hardy fans. The funniest part about this, I didn't even tell you though. Somebody else was with him during that autograph signing, and it was Shannon Moore. Do you remember Shannon Moore?
Refresh my memory.
He was like, that's the thing. Like, I don't even know a match he was in, but I know he was around at one point. He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he was with him signing the autographs, and I don't think too many people even knew who he was. And then we started chanting, like we were like, "Boo! Shannon Moore rules!"
Okay.
We were just being really big trolls, and it was really funny. And our gift for doing so was being banned from the mall for a year. So.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Was it worth
It
it?
was it was good times. It was worth it. I'm gonna be honest. You probably wouldn't recognize me, but definitely that day, I was definitely a thorn in his side.
Yeah, I pulled up Shannon Moore real quick, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh yeah, that guy."
You know, that one guy that used to wrestle. Yeah.
The guy that it almost looked like he was trying to be Jacoby Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying.
Trying to be, exactly.
Nobody could ever be Jacoby. Back to your music.
Yeah.
I know you said where people could listen. Go listen.
Mhm.
What's your handle? What's it called? To go look
Tan-
for it. On
Tan-
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should mainly just be Tangerine Nova to look for any kind of music related to our project. You can look up like certain venues we've played shows at. There's a venue called Art Sanctuary here that we played. A show called Emerson Theater, or not a show. I'm sorry, a venue called Emerson Theater in Indiana. You can type that in and then our name, and that'll come up. Stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have any more questions? Well, I've got one more for you. Who's the most famous, besides Jeff Hardy? Who is the most famous wrestler you've ever got to either meet or see in person?
So I've seen a few, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Mick Foley would probably be the most popular one, the biggest one.
Is he your favorite?
Oh no. Well, I don't know. I met Billy Gunn, and I'm a huge DX fan. So, but yeah, I think Mankind would definitely be the most famous wrestler I've ever met.
How was he? Was he as sweet as he seems like he would be?
He was cool. I think it was my mother had told him a story how my little brother, had jumped off of a roof onto a beanbag as a wrestling move, and he was quite young actually when he did that. And Mick Foley had a joke, and he was like, "Oh, he's little mankind. He's little mankind." So that was the one thing I remember from his meeting. He wasn't particularly too outgoing, actually, Mick, but he was nice. He was very professional about it.
I would have figured that because I've never got to meet him. I just always figured that he would be really charismatic and
Perhaps that day he decided not to be, but that was the one thing I do remember. Yeah. The little mankind joke.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell everybody?
Yeah, going back to the mental health awareness thing. I think that people should definitely seek the proper guidance and help when they start to feel the world when the world almost feels like it's suffocating you. I would recommend trying to find some kind of help, some kind of guidance, some kind of therapy, because it really does get real, and it really does get hard sometimes to cope and deal with it day in and day out. And I will continue to create music and to write music that supports that statement, and I think that that's kind of what at this point I'm looking towards achieving and preaching, if you will, as an artist going forward with my career. So
that's a fantastic thing, and I see you going great places.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Keep moving forward. We'll support you all that we can. Just stay in touch. Keep us updated. We can come back and do another podcast when you start, creating more music.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Whatever. Even if you want to come back and talk just a mental health podcast with us sometime.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
wanna dive in?
Yeah. Without a doubt, I would be very, very interested in doing so.
Okay. That would be awesome. And thank you again for coming on. We've had a great time. And we'll see you soon. And this is Keep It Real Podcast, Destiny and Cindy. Destiny and Cindy. Y'all knew I was going to do it. Y'all knew I was going to do it. I don't even want to hear it. You all look for him, find him. You won't be sorry. Amazing voice. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you again.
Bye.